Does anybody wear a watch anymore? We don't look at our cell phones.
It's somewhere in here, yeah.
I
got a blanket blank.
This is
Oh, it's right here.
what is probably the scariest? What scares you? Like what's like? What?
To who?
Everyone.
What was that Australian?
I used to say nothing scared me, because when I lived in New York, I had all sorts of experiences. I've been robbed by a guy with an Uzi, I had a guy put a meat cleaver on me. Me and a friend one night drunk went wandering through subway tunnel, and the train came, and we hopped up on the ledge, and the train would have sucked us under, but just we found a magic doorway that we fell into, or we would have been chopped and diced. So I had a crazy 20 years in that city, but now that I'm a father, I do have fears. I have a gorgeous 4-year-old daughter, and as a parent, you can't help but not fear a lot of things. So
Reality's
yeah, exactly. The real world can be scary. Certainly, horror films don't scare me. I'm not sure about Fred's though. Fred's might scare me. I'm gonna check one out and let him know the next time I see him.
What was the question?
What scares you?
What scares you?
Life. Exactly, the word I can't even say. It's creepy. That's the scariest thing. I mean, it's really disgusting. The Revenge of the Millennium was in the script, you know. I mean, like, it was the only thing I wouldn't do. I'm naked. I'm, doing all these weird things.
This is Anthony.
Anthony, yeah.
Doing film Revenge of the Millennium because he used to work with you guys. Absolutely. And now he's branched out on his own.
Yeah, and from what I hear, I actually got to see some of the, some of Jeremy's makeups, and I got to see some of the skills from the video. It's nice.
Yeah, this is a rape revenge movie that's coming out. So.
Dun dun dun.
So Bill, you never got to pimp your latest projects because these guys all did. So
Oh really?
Yeah.
We did.
We did that first.
Or we like all strap about shit.
Well, I've got two things. I've got Night of the Pumpkin, which is, I guess, free for anybody who doesn't have it. It's the anti-horror.
The first 20 minutes are really good.
He's saying that because he didn't make it past 20
That's what he made!
I never got back to the rest of the movie.
But he was totally psyched. He was like, 20 minutes, awesome.
Alright, Night of the Pumpkin is a movie that I made for fun, and after I finished it, I realized what I did, and I called my distributor and I said, look, I understand if you don't want this. So I have no idea how to market it. Instead of having a big Jason from Friday the 13th, I have...
You have girls with boobs that everybody loves.
Well,
I
have, that's in every movie.
Horror and gore and boobs.
That's in every movie, but it's this short, pudgy guy because, well, I might spoil something, but if it's a plant mimicking humans, he'll pick the most common specimen, which is a short, pudgy, lazy male. And it's also very dialogue heavy, which Jeremy likes. King of Gore likes my dialogue. I don't know why. But also,
he's the man.
In most movies, the final 15 minutes, you're supposed to spiral toward the resolution of the plot, and instead I slow things down, because that actually was the resolution. This character had to slow down. But I won't say too much more about that. It's the anti-horror horror movie, and that's the thing that sells. And what's ridiculous is in America, it's in malls, in FYE and Coconuts, but there's muff all over the place. And the new one, Zombie Christ.
Everywhere you look.
Yeah, muff. Like huge, like microscopic examination of muff. But Zombie Christ was originally 2 hours. It is presently 90 minutes. I took out a lot of dialogue, which I was afraid.
The plot. You took out the plot.
Well, I was afraid no one would understand the plot, but I had test screenings, and so the first 20, 30 minutes are just visceral, just zombie misbehaving, like you wouldn't believe. I will tell one thing, because people seem to like nunsploitation. I don't know anything about nunsploitation, but his nun is raped. But Jesus was raised out of the ground, and he doesn't have a penis anymore. Can I talk about this?
It's been spoiled. I mean, he's had too much activity.
So after that, there is actually a story, and I think that the thing that will save me against Christian hate groups is that there's a lot of information out there that I think will embarrass Christians.
Yes.
You know,
And we should also point out that you have a distributor who takes all your movies and puts them out for you.
yes, well, the thing is, this convention, 130 movies were seized, which I shipped to Vagrancy Films, sort of as my broker. And the thing that doesn't make sense is that they're all approved for Canada, so Amazon.com or Amazon.ca, I don't know how Canada goes.
CA.
They're all approved. I paid the bribe to the film board. Apparently you pay the film board and they approve or disapprove, but it's a scam, I think. I used to think that Canada is more liberal than America, but in America, you'll vouch for me, ratings are just voluntary, but in Canada, they're sort of mandatory. And same thing with England, Germany, whatever. I made joke movies with guys in SS uniform. Well, I made a movie about stereotypes, and all the cops in the movie wear swastikas, but that's banned in Germany. It's not a good movie, by the way. It's just that, you know, during
It's
the
okay,
early
'cause
days,
my mustache is growing in.
They're a little touchy about it.
yeah, well, in the early days, I talked to people who I thought were real industry people, and they were saying, if you want to succeed, don't do this, don't do that. So as a test, I made a movie that was the opposite of everything they said. And it just got me further, you know. But it's one of those movies where when they're done, they're done. You know, 1,000, 2,000 copies, so whoever has those are, I guess, collector's items. I have no idea what the original question was, by the way.
No, I'm just saying, you have a distributor because we want to talk about getting your movies out.
Yeah.
Right, you do it yourself.
Well, the best distributor ever, in my opinion, is music video distributors in America. They don't just distribute movies, and I think they've shortened the name to MVD. But for those of you out there who are thinking about making movies, and you'll probably concur, a lot of distribution companies in America have, I guess it's called cooking the books, where if you want to know what your royalty statement is, you have to send a 30-day written warning where they can doctor up things. Also, some directors, when they get a movie acquired, instead of getting a royalty check, they get a bill, like $1,000 for graphic design or whatever. That better be an oil painting, by the way. But all these stupid things like advertising.
Very classical too.
But music video distributors, they pay monthly instead of annually or twice a year. And at any time, you can log in and see everything. You can see where every unit has gone. You know, if it's sitting in a warehouse or if it's in a store, whatever. And as far as I know, nobody really works that way. And in the early days, when I started getting a name, which none of you know, for some reason I'm a stranger here, but this
We're
will
all
apply to
strangers.
you. If you want to make a movie, there are a lot of people who will promise you stuff, and the minute you sign, you're screwed. They will probably tell you the same, but music video distributors, for some reason, is a godsend. And you don't even have to give them movies as an exclusive. They'll take things on sort of glorified consignment, net 75 for you if you don't have distribution or you. You know, so you don't have to give up any rights, you still retain everything, but they pay monthly. Who does that?
And also, they have more budgets than our movies do.
Well, my first Metalheads movie was just a joke movie, you know, practice movie, and the only budget went to paying the Scream Queens, you know, and they picked that up. So, whatever. But you have to have a valid social security number. You can't be a Mexican. Sorry, that was an American joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do our own distribution at Toetag. It was kind of like the only way. You know, when you start showing the kind of movies we made around people, they were like, screw this, you know, I don't even want to deal with it. So,
Have you ever had trouble getting, like, disc pressed?
you know what? We haven't had problems getting this pressed. I mean, a lot of people told us we would, especially with content. But the places that we used were always very cool and never really had a problem.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like
Greg has had a problem with Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
People were blocking the artwork, you couldn't get it printed.
There's a reason for that.
Assemble, if you have the limited edition set that comes in the nice fold-out box with 2 cases, they hand glued all the inserts, DVD inserts, in the
That's
case
classic,
itself.
dude. That's why.
Yeah.
You go classic.
That is
and you're
TLC.
offended.
By the way, I am making a movie called Holocaust Cannibal.
Which is not going to play in Germany.
No. Well, the thing is, at the last Cinema Wasteland, I actually talked to the horror fans. I'll be right back with you. I thought it was just a one-joke movie, but I actually talked to people who are Cannibal fans, and my mistake was it was just one joke. But talked to fans of Cannibal movies, they said, don't try to make it funny. So I'm not going to try to make it funny, and that will probably make it cool, but just so it doesn't appear anti-Semitic, the cannibals eat SS officers. Back to you.